Hey guys, so I'm looking to sell four Emax 2204 2300 kV motors, which I will focus on here as you can see, and I'm looking to sell four SimonK 12A speed controllers. Of course, the A stands for amps, and they have bullet connectors, which if you don't want, you can just cut the heat shrink off and desolder them. Um, uh, as a seller on Gumtree, I generally try to make videos as proof of whatever I'm selling is working, unless of course I state that it's not working. All this stuff works, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this little wire to the speed controller's voltage and ground wires, and then I'm going to plug the servo into this little servo tester I've got here, and I'm going to test them on camera just so you know they work. Because I'm only doing this temporarily, I'm going to solder them and then put electrical tape on the exposed parts of the wires so they can't short out. That's just proof that they work. I was thinking about doing this all on camera, like one long film, but this could take 20 to 30 minutes to do. So what I'm going to do is I'll stop filming now, then come back when I'm ready to do the first test and do the first test. Of course, if one turns out not to work, then it won't be sold. But I've used all of these a little bit on the drone. Basically what I did was I had a spare drone. I had some spare parts, should I say, like a spare frame, spare flight controller, and I bought these and built this drone as a spare in case my other drones, I've got four of them, in case something happened to them, or something happened to one of them and I wanted to fly, say, this spare one, but I just never used them. I used them like 3 times maybe, so they're all in almost perfect condition. The only damage I think is this little superficial bit here on this lock nut, which you can see. But the rest are fine. If I go here, look, this one, nothing wrong with this one. This one I think, because it seems to be the black ones that get like any noticeable marks. There's 2 little tiny marks there, and then this one. By the way, as you can see, these have bullet connectors too. On the speed controllers, I don't know why I always manage to do this. I've kind of squashed a little bit of the servo wire, just a little bit. You see, it's right there. This hasn't had any effect on them. I've flown the drone that I put these on like 5 times, and it was okay. I never crashed, by the way. Also, you'll get screws, which are over here. Say that packet of screws. You'll get, I think, if I remember it, you'll get 8 5mm long screws, M3, for these motors which I used, which I think for 3mm arms, and I think there's some 6mm ones in there. They look slightly longer. I never used them, but as I got them, I'm going to give them to you as well. So yeah, this is just proof that they work. So I'll get started. Okay guys, so I've got everything hooked up almost. I've got a little 3S LiPo here which I will plug in for power. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much calibrate the ESC, because that's how it works. I have to plug this into S1, or any of them actually, and then power it, and the ESC will go through its setup beeps, and then as I turn this from 0 to 9, I'm not going to turn it all the way to 9, the motor should spin. Now I'm not going to do a long test because I know you shouldn't really have motors powered on without propellers for too long, because they do get hot. The last thing I want to do is damage the motor. But here it goes, right? This is proof, at least I hope this is proof enough for you guys, that this ESC and this motor works. So we plug this in, it's going to go beep beep. Do that. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the motor up for you to see. And I'm going to turn this. You might not see me turning it, but you'll see the motor spinning. There you go. See that? That's the motor spinning. There you go. So I think that's proof that this motor and ESC works. I'm now going to hook up another motor and ESC and we'll tie them too. Now I must say I haven't got the rotation sorted, so this may be spinning the wrong way, but I think that doesn't matter, just for the test, because you know, if you just swap one of these 3 wires here, or any of the 2 wires, should I say, not one, it will change direction. So yeah, this one's good so far, and now I'll get on to the next one. Okay, so I've just done the second motor and ESC. This is a black one. This is the one with the 2 little scrapes here. As you can see, it's focused on them. Again, it's purely superficial. There's nothing wrong with the lock nut. That's just where the tool I've used to tighten them, I probably haven't done it properly, or I've done something a bit weird. But yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so turn this to 9. I don't think you can see that because I'm just on the edge of the screen there. Hopefully this goes fine. Let's see. Wish me luck, guys. Here we go. Yeah, it's a good sign. Okay, let's try this one. Now, there's probably a better way to do this than holding the motor, but I've never done this before actually, so here you go. Turning. Okay, there we go, we've got it spinning. Fucking hell. Okay, it's actually really powerful, you know. You can see that works. I'm not going to do it for too long because that risks damaging the motor. On to the next one. I'll leave the camera running this time. I'll just speed it up. One thing you may notice, and this isn't me, this is just how it came, the heat shrink here does seem to pull itself back a bit. This is just because it's wider on the end than it is, so like if you pull it back it's going to be pulled back. You can just push it back into place. If you're not satisfied with it, you can just cut it and do a better job yourself. Personally, it's no big deal because once you've got the motor in the way, the way you want it, when you've got it, say, strapped to the drone, they're not going to move, so it's not going to pull itself back. But actually, generally, I don't use bullet connectors. I just kept these ones because I thought if I need to swap them, it's easy. But of course, you can just remove them. Okay, so that's another 2 done. Speed up again. Okay, so that's the 3rd one ready to go. As you see, I've just done it on camera, so you know I'm not like using other motors and ESCs and just doing the same thing. I'm actually doing it properly. Plug it in, S1, turn it to 9. It seems that to use this little servo tester, you must calibrate the ESC first. You can't just have it on 0. If you have it on 0 and power it, like this, the ESC just starts beeping. See, that's all you get nothing from it. But then if you turn it to max, then back down, there you go. It works. See? Okay, so at least you know they've been calibrated too. I mean, you should calibrate them yourself, but you can see that it's being done. Here we go, next one. There we go, that works. By the way, if you hear some noise in the background, I do apologise. There's someone else in the house that's swearing. So anyway, that works. I'm now going to desolder this, get the next one. I'll do that off camera because this video is going to be like 15 minutes long otherwise. Okay guys, so I've got the final one here to test. Hopefully this all works. Here we go. Now this is the other black motor, black top motor with a little tiny bit of damage there, as you can see there in the top corners. You'll notice the camera seems to pick up little tiny dust particles in the motors. That's just where the motors have been sat around for ages. There's nothing wrong with them, as you'll see. There you go. There you go. See? It all works. Of course, I'm not going to do some like heavy testing on them because I don't want to break them whilst testing them. Hopefully this is enough proof. I mean, if you do have any other questions though, let me know and I'll see if I can answer them. Thank you very much.